Right, so let's do a review of this then. That I picked up for, well, I'm going to keep, because it's actually an engineering marvel, really. It's a Panasonic NA16-VX1 inverter. Now, this is the very first generation of Panasonics that were released onto our market. And looking at it, it's manufactured by Media, mostly. And then it's got Panasonic inputs, which you'll see later on. But for the most part, it's a Media-made machine, unlike the later ones, which are Grenny-made machines. Anyway, we'll take a look then at the front of it. It's a bit weird, so you've got this, it may look like it's got a big door opening, but it hasn't. This is fake, obviously it's black to blend it in. And then you'd think that this is, the top is separated from the cabinet. If I push this button here, guess what? It isn't. Yeah, this machine uses this black plastic to make it look like it has a bigger door than that basically is separated. Actually, that's what I like about this machine. So you press that button and it completely flings the door open. Well, it does here because it's on a slant, but for the most part it will, if the whole machine is level completely, it will still push it out to here. Then there's the door hinge. Okay, so this is what I like about this machine. One of the things is this door hinge. So you turn the door on the hinge, like that, and then as you go to push the door close, then the whole hinge goes back inside the machine. So at the bottom we've got our filter here with a drain hose and an actual green filter. Even tells you how to open and close it, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to take a look inside the drum again for a moment. So inside we've got this 8kg drum. It is very bizarrely designed. In what way? You've got this bit at the back here. The whole drum is tilted by 10 degrees. And as you're watching the machine wash, all the clothes actually permanently stay backwards because of it. You've got these drum paddles, which are quite cool and nifty. But the thing is, it doesn't actually do anything at the back. It's a bit weird how you've got this plastic cover. Obviously you can fling it away and then, I don't know, you can gain access to what exactly? I don't know. And then around here, right at the top here, you'll see in motion in a minute, is a jet, but it's not an actual jet. Basically it's a direct fill jet. When it's filled up with water, to soak the load as quickly as possible, this squirts water, and believe me, it will squirt it basically directly in the middle there. So everything does get soaked rather quickly. You've got this door seal here. Obviously there's a bit of build up there on the plastic, but on the door seal itself, it's mold free. I've not touched the door seal. In fact, this whole machine is pretty clean. Right, so we can turn it on up here, and hopefully the dial's now fully working. And it is. Yeah, you see, when I first got the, oh no, now we're playing up. So you'll, this is the only problem I've got with this machine, and now the dial's playing up. So the dial, if you turn it too fast, it will just go to between 1 and 2 programs basically. This is just not, it's not to do with the machine, it's just with just this particular machine. For whatever reason, the little scroll wheel's going back and forth rather than just going forward, say. That's a nice thing as well. The on-off buttons are separate on this, so you can't hit the wrong buttons. Right, I'll just go through the programs then. So we've got cotton for your normal load. It presets at 1200 RPM. This is going to be a little theme going through this on this machine. the maximum spin on these programs are usually a lot higher than what it's preset to. Then we've got Cotton Eco. If you select 60 degrees and intensive, that will give you your cotton style program, or 40 with intensive gives you the standard program for 40 degrees. Easy Care is for a half load of man-made fabrics. Again, it's preset at 800 RPM, but can go all the way to 1200 RPM. Then you've got, Then you got Wool and Silk. It's a short program designed to wash wool and silk items very gently indeed, and it does by just literally doing quarter turns. And it has a final spin of 500 RPM. That's limited to 500 RPM. And then it can go up to 40 degrees. It's preset at 30. Delicates it's more based on an Easy Care cycle, but it'll have a higher water level than normal, and is made for washing Easy Care fabrics that are a lot more delicate, rather than say cotton polyester fabrics. You wash really delicate polyester fabrics instead on this cycle. Shirts is a special cycle made for washing, I think up to 7 shirts. It's up to about 2 kilo shirts basically. It will wash, rinse and spin them, but the final spin is usually made so it eliminates as much creasing as possible. Then we got Tub Clean, which it's the longest cycle on this machine. I am not kidding. It's 3 hours 31, and it has a max temperature of 40. Now this is designed to wash with cleaning detergents, but you need to reference back to the manual. I looked at the manual and there's nothing there. Specifically on other cases where it washes at 40 degrees on Tub Clean, they usually say put something like Calgon in, but I'd kind of just say just put your normal washing machine cleaner in, if that's what it's going to do. But then again, it doesn't heat high enough for my liking. It needs to heat at 90. But those that wash at 90 tend to just do it in an hour 20, and it's more there for just getting rid of built-up detergent. Then we've got a duvet cycle. It's limited to 30 degrees, which is really annoying. It has a short final spin. That's fine, because you need to for duvets. It can take up to 3 kilograms of duvet. More likely you can wash either a couple of pillows, or you can wash up to a double duvet. I wouldn't try fitting a king size in this. Rapid 15 will wash 2 kilo of lightly soiled laundry in 15 minutes with a very short spin at 30 degrees. Well, it won't hit 30 degrees, it'll probably hit more like 25, as most quick programs do. It also does 1 rinse and then final spin. I actually found this to be quite effective out of all the 15-minute programs out there. It's not that bad actually, it's quite relatively well. There's nothing bad to say about the Rapid 15. Then you've got the colour cycle. It's a crossover between the Easy Care and cotton cycles. It's made for a half load, but is obviously a bit longer. They can also go up to 1600 RPM. That's why I'm a bit confused whether it's a cotton or an Easy Care cycle. Then you got Quick 60. This is a 60-minute or 58-minute cycle washed at 40 degrees. You can go up to 60, but this will just add on 5 minutes, and you can actually go up to 1600 RPM without it affecting the time, which is pretty cool. And it's rather effective. It's really just a cotton program that's slightly shorter. It's made for up to a half load, and I'll get into this in a minute. There's a load sensor on a lot of these programs. Then you got a quiet cycle. This is just really a cotton cycle with more rinses, but a limited final spin of 500 RPM to keep noise levels down. This is actually a full cycle and won't go into rinse hold or anything like that during the cycle. Right, so we've got intensive cycle here. It will add on between 10 and 20 minutes depending on the load size and the cycle you selected. for a more intensive cycle, it needs to be selected with cotton eco at 60 and 40 degrees to get the standard energy cycle. Extra rinse will up the rinse stages from, well, just an extra rinse really. So normally it does 2 on pretty much most cycles, and extra rinse will 3. A pre-wash will do a 30 degree pre-wash stage before the actual main wash commences to get rid of large volumes of dirt such as mud, fur and dust, etc. And then you got easy iron, which will limit the final spin to 800 RPM on a lot of these cycles, as well as changing the mode of washing and rinsing stages to reduce creasing. So we've got a variable temperature button here, and we'll go all the way up to 90 degrees. We've got a variable spin button here. There we go, which allows you to change the spin speed if one's any lower, for example, or any higher on a lot of these cycles. Then we've got this time button, which is a time delay button. All the way up to 24 hours. Although it didn't knock off though, which is a bit weird. You can't knock it off. Bizarre. Finally, we've got this mode button. Now what this mode button allows you to do is basically select what part of the cycle you'd like to run. Now if you press start, as it is, you would normally get a wash, followed by some rinses, followed by a final spin. But you can change it. You can have just rinses only. I'm not kidding, that's it, just rinses only. A spin only. A wash and rinse only, a rinse and spin only, or a drain only. Weird. Basically, if you select wash and rinse only, it'll go into rinse hold. How bizarre is that? Right, so we've got our detergent drawer here. We have our pre-wash marked out here. Our main wash for our main wash powder. Obviously use pre-wash, put powder in the pre-wash if you select the pre-wash option. And then optional, on every cycle you can add fabric softener. That's quite big. Looks like it will take quite a fair dosage of fabric softener. So this machine has a load detection system, and indeed it works. This means it's detected a small load, which it has. There's a little t-shirt symbol that flashes up in the display there to say when it's detecting. The machine now adds water. A small amount to start off with. So what the machine is now doing is filling up water through the main wash detergent compartment, adding the detergent as it's distributing like this. And what this means is that all the powder will not hit the bottom and go into the sun. All of it will hit the side and get washed up. But whilst doing this, it means it will get dissolved straight away. There we go. So that's a direct fill now. So during our cycle, we've got the wash indicator flashing to say that we're in the wash stage. It will later go on to the rinse cycle and that will flash, and then finally the spin cycle and that will flash, and each indicator will disappear when each phase is done. You've also got this bar at the top here. Now if you notice, we've got two bars filled here, but this indicates how long we've got left of the wash stage before going on to the rinses. And obviously the bars will fill up as time goes on. Obviously we've got our temperature that we've selected and spin speed we've selected and the time remaining, which will count down. This little lock symbol here designates that the door is locked, but there's also a child lock mode, which when selected, CL will come up and the little child's face will come up. We've also got a little clock symbol behind here. If we select a time, press start, it will flash there until the timer goes to 0, and then obviously it will commence washing. And a little t-shirt symbol, which of course when it's detecting a load. What is normal as well is that you can hear some kind of whining going on behind in the machine. That's very normal, because the circuit board in this Panasonic uses a fan to extract the heat away from the heatsink. I know this is all getting a bit technical, but basically what it means is they have built the board so it doesn't blow up the components. I know this is all technical, but what it means is basically the board is designed not to fail. However, I of course fixed machines, and this did fail in a technicality. So underneath, all the wires use plugs, and it's very much built like LGs and Samsungs in the same respect, but it isn't built by them. Where basically you have a pump or a thermostat or something like that, which will have 2 leads or whatever coming off it, and then it will plug in to another set of leads, which will then go up to the board. This failed on its thermostat. Not the thermostat itself, just simply where the 2 leads, where they plug into each other, had just come apart, giving up an error code. They were quite loose, so I've taped them up to keep them tight with each other. Hopefully that should work. And it has, because it's done about 12 cycles and it's still perfectly fine. The other thing you'll notice is how quiet this machine is. Not only is it quiet on the wash, but wait until the spin cycle later on. Right, so that's the results then. Well, it's impeccably clean. Wet it a little bit because it's been sat there for about 4 days. Or a week. Actually, a week it's been sat here for. Yeah, this video has resumed a week later. But even so, what am I going to give this out of 10 then as a review? Well, it's going to get 8.5. I was initially thinking 9.5, but once reviewing other cycles of the videos, it does abort the spins on the intermittent spins quite easily. For me, it doesn't spend long enough trying to balance the load before deciding to give up and move on to the next stage. Although saying that, what I do like is the fact that if it doesn't do an intermittent spin, it will do an additional rinse to compensate for that failed spin, drain, and then move on to the actual rinse. That's pretty cool, and I actually like that. Upside though, I have never known a machine to rinse so well. Even though it only does 2 rinses, though the cycles where they have done 2 rinses, they've always come out perfectly detergent free, and that's because obviously right at the start of the cycle, no detergent sits in the sump, and all detergent gets instantly dissolved within minutes of it coming into the drum. And that's the main thing about this. And the speed of the cycles, 1 hour 32 for a normal Carlton 60 cycle? Come on, that's ridiculously fast. Even for a machine that's, at the time, this 2009, 2010 machine. Yeah. Interesting. So, there you go, and that's my review. The only other downside is that it rattles a bit if it's not actually like perfectly balanced, but can spin. Although saying that, 1600 spins so far have all been perfectly balanced, so it's very weird. So yeah, it's a bit up and down. The intermediate spins is a bit of a letdown, and the fact it will limit the spin to 1000 RPM if it's not quite balanced enough to get 1600. Not for the sake of it bouncing out or jumping out, just simply because of the noise level. So there you go. Cool. Right. Thanks for watching the review, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye now.